to the Human Brain podcast with me, Łucja, where I talk to incredible people that I've met along different industries to talk about art as a form of activism.
It normally says recording in progress. Do you know why it didn't? There we go. Great. So today I'm joined by Victoria Bellin, who is a Berlin-based fashion designer whose work centres on femininity and the celebration of the female body. Her designs explore the relationship between form, identity and self-expression, creating pieces that emphasise presence and physicality. Her work has been presented on international platforms including London Fashion Week, Paris most recently, where her collections engaged with the body as both subject and as a statement. Thank you so much for joining me today, Victoria.
Thank you for the invite.
Great, so I'll just jump straight in. Do you remember when fashion became more than just aesthetics for you, but more as a statement or a figure of language that you used?
I think it started while I was still studying, because when I started with my bachelor thesis, I was thinking about which topic I want to center my thesis on, and all the topics I had in my head were kind of really social related, and a lot of them were about feminism. So yeah, I think in that moment I started to use fashion as a mean to show some problematics and to use it as a mean to speak up for feminism.
Is there one specific bit of history that influenced it, or one part of feminism that influenced your work?
I think, as a woman growing up, as a teenage girl, you're faced with all this hyper-sexualization, quite fast, in a really early age. So that kind of was just a topic which were really close to me. Yeah, I don't know, so many, when you talk with your friends and other women, other girls, you would just realize how big this topic is and how dangerous these sexualizations is for us. So that was kind of a topic I really wanted to speak about and to center my work on.
And how do you use that in your own clothes? Because obviously your clothes are very focused on the body and are very elaborate in that way. So how do you use that in the clothes that you make?
Yeah. So in my bachelor's, I started to do a deeper research on how lingerie kind of influence the body and the perception of a body, and how it gives us freedom, but also how it put us in a certain way of cage, So that's why also my pieces and my creations are really hyper feminine in a way, because I was taking my biggest inspiration out of lingerie, and later on, now I did different prints. For example, I have this horny whore print where where I wanted to take the bad meaning away from being horny or from being a whore, to make it to something more neutral and also to something powerful for us if we wear it.
Because as you said, a lot of slut or all of those kind of words to kind of express how women sometimes also dress. If you're wearing clothes that are maybe a bit more revealing, then exactly. You're kind of portrayed in that kind of light.
Exactly, yeah, because I was why is it something bad if I look slutty, for example? Why is it something, I don't get it. And so I just be okay, so what, maybe we are looking slutty, maybe we can call each other bitch and whore, but it's nothing negative. But of course, if like a heterosexual man calls you like this out of nowhere, that also happens often. I think all of us like experience that often. Then it's like something really negative, and I'm like, for me, it's not even like a blame or like an insult if you say this to me, because I'm like, what's the insult about? I enjoy my own body, or I enjoy like my freedom. Like, yeah, it's not an insult for me.
Yeah, and like I said, your designs really celebrate and center the female body. What does the body represent to you creatively?
For me, I often work like with body forms, and I also center, like I also reveal like the female body often, because they're so hyper sexualized, and for me it's more liberating if we just show it as open as we want to, and to just show it, because I think it also leads to a normalization when we just walk around how we want to. Because like, for example, if now everybody would wear mini skirts, you know, like it doesn't matter, man, woman, everybody just wears mini skirts, it would be normal. But when you maybe go to another place and everybody's just wearing trousers and you come up with a mini skirt, it would be like shocking for the people. So I think, yeah, that's why it's to show naked bodies and to liberate the body, because it will lead to innovation.
Yeah, definitely. And it's kind of what you're saying is like normalizing the stigma, right, of what things or how bodies, how women, how girls are seen. Because obviously, for example, like, I mean, this happens a lot with like men when it's hot, a lot of time take their tops off, right, and walk around showing their whole bodies, right? But women can't do that. Is that also something that you want to play around with in terms of what your designs mean for women in terms of liberating the female body?
Yeah, like that was also one of my first thoughts when I started to work on my bachelor thesis 3 years ago, I think. And I was like, it's so unfair, you know? Like, men, they can just walk out naked in the summer. But women, they have to hide, you know? Because otherwise, if you're also just wearing like your mini dress or like your shorts and your tank top, like people start to stare at you and they follow you maybe, and they make comments and make pictures, and that's like so unfair, you know? Because like men, they don't have these issues, and we are kind of, we have to deal with that since we are 14, 13 years old, like since we're children. So yeah, that was definitely like a big point why I started my work around these topics.
So it's also like reclaiming your own body and your own worth, and being able to say, like, I will show this because I want to, not because someone else is making me feel in a specific way.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't want to make like my feelings dependent on like strangers, you know. And I don't want to feel bad because like strangers like comment me or stare at me or something. And yeah, I really want to create like this world where it's kind of fair and we are free. And I mean, it's like the same topic like on Instagram, for example, where like men can post pictures of them without shirts and it's fine, but if like, a woman shows their nipples, even if it's just a little bit, or even if it's just like on a drawing or something, censored. That's like so absurd for me. And that's why also, like for my recent collection, I designed like a print, and then you look closer, it's actually like nipples in a more like cartoonish way. So it was like, it's kind of fun, you know? They don't want to have nipples, I just put them everywhere. So yeah.
And how do you approach your designing using the body without also objectifying the body? Because there is a fine line between like celebrating femininity and objectifying bodies in that sense.
Yeah, I mean, kind of, maybe it's also objectifying what I do, then I kind of also present the bodies and the models like in a more hypersexual way. But I think the difference is that I do it out of a female gaze and not like a male gaze. And that's why it kind of leads to a more liberating thing, you know. And also like when I talk with the models, also when I was talking with you, for example, or like Jane who did the opening at the London show, like you kind of really celebrated the looks and not felt, I think, objectified in a way. And yeah, there is like a really thin line, but in the end it's also a lot about communication, and I think like how you do it. And as I kind of transfer it in a female gaze, I think it's not really objectifying in the end, because I do it out of a liberating purpose.
Yeah, how is the female gaze and the male gaze for you different? How would you define that?
I would say like the male gaze, then I put it in maybe lingerie or in like mini skirts and stuff. They kind of want to create like this sexual object, and that's like their goal, you know. And you can also feel that, for example, in video spots or in TV shows and stuff. Then maybe there is a woman who's like revealing her body, but then instead of just presenting her as everybody else, they just show her boobs, maybe, you know, for like 10 seconds, or they just film like up her body closely instead of showing her face at all. Or also like in movies, they get like women who are like really fits the stereotype, they get this role, so they're just acting kind of dumb, or they don't feel, they're just like there as an accessory for the whole movie. And for me, like the female gaze, it differentiates it, because we can also show like women revealing her body, but we don't just show her revealing her body, you know. We don't just show her body, we also want to show her personality. I mean, that's what I want to do. Like, I want to show like the personality of the models also, and I want to make them feel more free and confident, and not make them as a man's desire, you know.
And when you say you want to show models like personalities or come through a bit more, how would you do that? Because that's quite an interesting concept for me. Because I feel like, you know, when you see models walk down runway shows, it's mostly, you know, the clothes that you're looking at.
Yeah, I think for me it works really good with photo shoots always. Like for photo shoots, I often just work with people I know or friends. Yeah, because they just can transfer like the emotions and the mood in the best way, you know, because I know them and I know how they are, and it's in the end it's like acting and not just modeling. And for shows, it's also really important that the personality is there, you know, because otherwise you can't transfer the energy of the pieces. And also she did that perfectly when she was opening for me in London, because she had like this she was in this party mood, and so she opened it prepared to everybody. And I didn't knew her before, but like when I was meeting her, like we were talking, and you know, and she was trying on my pieces and stuff, and I just knew like she will transfer it like really good. and we kind of have the same vision. I think also with you, like, you know, we talked about the design and stuff, and so we kind of understand the meaning and then can also transfer it. So that's why I think personality is really important. So it's really nice if you have like a little chat with the models before. Yeah.
Yeah, because again, like you said, it kind of humanizes the experience and the collaboration a bit more in that sense. Also, I have a question. When you were picking out, like when, you know, what clothes you would put on what model, how do you decide to do that? Do you have like a vision in your head already, or is it when you see the model, that's when you decide?
It's so strange because sometimes I have like a specific vision in my head, but if I see somebody else who might fit, and I'm like, actually, maybe this vision away, and you know, we could try it with this woman or with this man. And also, it's really different if you just see a picture of somebody, of if you meet them in person. So yeah, it's not so easy. Like for London to choose some models, it was not so easy because I just saw like pictures before, and then like a lot of things also changed like on that day when I arrived. Because yeah, it's really like you have to see the person in real life, you know? Because then you kind of see the energy of a person, and yeah, as I said, like a personality and how I move, how I act. Yeah. So in the end, I think then best decision I can make like in real life when I'm really in front of people. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just, you know, the word femininity and feminism in the fashion industry is, you know, I feel like it's been played around quite a lot. Is there any specific designers that have influenced like your work?
Yes, it's like so many references, I think, which influenced me. Like, actually, I used to a lot on like girls from like the 50s, 60s, 80s until today. Kind of that influenced me a lot because I really like this celebration of femininity and the strongness behind, because they are like really open, they are really free, they're also like sexy but also confident in their bodies, and really like they spread this positivity. So kind of that influenced me a lot. And also, like if we say like brand-wise, I think like Schiaparelli, it was for me my biggest influence with like these surrealistic elements, and it's like freeness to play around with body shapes, and the freeness to play around with different elements to put them where they maybe not belong usually. Yeah.
Is that something that inspired
It's
your massive lips on the dresses?
Yes, yeah, for sure. For sure.
How did you
Yeah,
come up with?
It's so crazy because I was just thinking about it and I can't exactly remember how I came up with the lips, unfortunately. But I remember I was like at my parents' place and I did like little vacations, and I just was like, okay, I want to do something really positive, but also it should be like in a social context. So I wanted to have like a deeper meaning behind my pieces, but I also wanted to wrap it in something happy and something playful, something fun and energetic. And I think then I came up with the lips because it's so catchy and it's so girly also, and I was I just wanted to really celebrate also this girliness, and that's how I came up with the lips.
Yeah, because you're right. It's very flirty, right, in the sense, and it to me it also links with like the 50s, 60s element as well. You know, with being flirty, but being in your element and owning your own body in that sense. And I think it paired really nicely with, you know, the big makeup that you had as well, and the big hair and all those kind of things.
Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to go all in. I wanted to be like extreme, you know. I didn't want it to hide or something. I didn't want to do something minimalistic. Because I think, you know, as women, like we always are too much or too little, and everybody wants to tell us how we should behave and how we should look. And that's like just my personal taste in the end, to go like all in kind of, and to do crazy hair, to do crazy makeup, crazy clothes, and maybe it's too much for a lot of people, but I think it's fun, you know, to have these pieces on there. You kind of attract a lot of attention, and then you become kind of in this main character energy. And I think it's really fun, because if you do that regular, for me it's really a confident boost for yourself also. Like then you just, I think for a lot of women also it's scary in the first place to go out like half naked, or like to have like transparent pants or something, or like your boobs are out or something. But the more you do it, I think the more you realize that it doesn't matter, you know? And in the end we just like bodies, and there's like, we can be free, and we should not hide, and we can attract all the attention, and we can go all in and wear like all this crazy makeup, and we don't need to feel ashamed or something. And I think we also deserve that attention if we want to get it. Yeah.
Do you think a lot of that stigma comes from like how society perceives women? Maybe not specifically like you feeling shamed because that's how you step like that, what you, but it's how you're scared other people perceiving you and what you're wearing. Because I know I sometimes get that. I know that I sometimes won't wear something because I'm like, oh, it's making me feel uncomfortable, because I'm not sure how other people are going to see it. Maybe it's a bit too much, so I'll just wear something that I'm like is safe and I can like isn't too much.
Yeah, it's yeah, I think it's a big stigma that like, I'm just thinking about how should I express that. I think like when you look to all the past centuries, there's like a big change. Like sometimes the stereotype was like to wear a lot of makeup, sometimes no makeup, sometimes really tailored dresses, sometimes all really loose. And so I think like in each century also femininity is defined differently, and in the end it's often formed by men and women. And we should kind of finish that, because I mean, I also don't want to say like you all have to go out half naked and you all have to wear pink or wear glitter, you know. That's not what I want to achieve. It's just like my kind of you know, it's just like my I have, which I spread. I just want to consume it as an art form, which brings you kind of confidence or happiness or a different perspective. Yeah, I think it's definitely like an option to go out naked, or also to cover yourself fully, or to wear a lot of makeup, to wear no makeup. I don't like that often this trend kind of force you to do something and to look a certain way.
I want to also ask you about your tops, because some of your tops had specific like logos, like talented and jobless, which I loved because I feel like it's very much in your face, and it's what a lot of people don't realize in the creative industries as well. As you know, you might have so much talent and so much potential, but no one wants to hire you, for example. How did you come up with that, and what made you want to put it like quite centrally rather than like metaphorically?
It was like after I finished university, I was thinking, what should I do now? Like, where should I get a job and how? And I don't have contacts. Like, what should I do? And coming from a creative field, it's really, really tough to enter the industry because nobody kind of wants to give you a job. Like, it's really tough. You really have to fight for it. And I was sending out like, I don't know, maybe 100 applications, maybe more. And it's really rare that you even get an answer or an invite to an interview. And then maybe sometimes you get rejections. Also, they also say, hey, we really like your work, let's continue. And then you'll be like, oh, that's so nice, cool. And then they never write you back again. And then you're like really confused. And at one point, I just like, you know, fuck it, I just do my own thing because it's just really, really tough to enter the industry and to find paid jobs, and even unpaid jobs are difficult to find sometimes. So yeah, that's kind of, I just wanted to make this problem more visible because I think almost every creative I know has this struggle that we are kind of jobless. Like sometimes maybe it works really good for a few months and then there's like no job for like 1 year, and then like it works really good again for a few months, and it's just like a lot of pressure, you know. And you want to create art, and I think also art is really important for our society and how we see things and how we, you know, we think also certain behaviors maybe or certain stereotypes. So it's like really actually lame that there's like no money in art, or it's really, really difficult to really make it a living. But on the other side, if I get a full-time job now in an office, for example, I could not make art anymore because then you are tired of that. And also in Germany, we had for a long time a lot of possibilities for financing when you are doing a startup, for example, or also when you work in art. But like 2 years ago, they kind of cut all the fundings. And in that moment, I was like kind of pissed, you know? I was like, what's going on? Like, why do you do that? And now even like big places in Berlin, they kind of struggle. Like theaters, which are existing for like 50 years, are starting to struggle now because they cut like fundings for culture and for arts. And I know that's not just a problem and issue in Germany. It's a big problematic in a lot of countries. So I was like, yeah, I kind of want to make it more visible and to show kind of my way of activism for it.
Yeah, it's a massive problem, I think, you know, even in the UK and worldwide really, because, you know, I feel like creatives always suffer because, as you said, there's no stability in being a creative, and yet we don't only do it because we're like, because it's what we want to do. It's kind of, it feels like you need to get it out in a way, and you know, creativity allows for bigger issues to be seen, whether it is like human rights aspects or fundamental problems within society. It's a way of reflecting that and acting on it, and it's such a necessary aspect. And yet, you know, you can't have stability because a lot of creatives end up having to make money other ways because you need to be able to pay for rent, and yet then you can't focus on your craft, and then you're kind of stuck in this cycle of not being able to actually do what you're meant to be doing. but I know I think it's Ireland or Northern Ireland, they've introduced a scheme that I think they're giving like €1,000 to every creative every month so that they can cover rent and just focus on the art. I'm like, why can't there be more places like that? Or, you know, just in a way to ensure that there's support, maybe not even financial support, but just support that, you know, maybe you pay less tax or all of those kind of things, just so that you can focus on your creativity. And then once you've hit a place where you can actually not just survive, because most people are just surviving to pay bills, but have a bit more, then you can be starting to be, you know, generating more into society. But because we're not restricted, we only celebrate the creatives that make it and are making like millions basically from their work. But they, you know, most creatives can't pay for anything at the beginning, and you have to keep going, and it's exhausting. It's so tiring.
It's so exhausting. It's also these talented but unemployed but jobless. It's like, it's not actually what you are unemployed, but it's more about like a feeling, because kind of you work so much but it doesn't pay off. Like, I mean, of course you get maybe really good reviews and like people come to you and be like, hey, it kind of changed my mind and how I was thinking about certain things and stuff. So like in that way it pays off, but in the end, yeah, we also have to pay our bills and our rent and food. So yeah, it's like a really big struggle.
It is, and I just feel like we're in the society, again, the societal problems of where 9 to 5s are favoured. You know, we work 9 to 5 and the weekends we have free. But again, being a creative, you work most weekends. Yeah. I work every weekend.
You kind of
exactly.
Yeah, me too. Like I kind of work every day, you know, and that's like, it's a reality of a lot of artists, I think, and a lot of creatives, that we work so much, but we don't get a lot out of it.
Yeah,
or it's a really long way, and it's like, it's a bit sad that it's so difficult, because I think we give so much to the society, and it just shapes also the society. So I really don't understand, for me, why there's no money in it, you know?
I think that's where also, you know, you get a lot of like mental health struggles with artists as well, because of these problems.
I think so too, because you always, you know, you are really, you have this force that you create something and you're creating something, but on the other side you're also always struggling. Yeah, but how should I pay the next rent? Or how should I pay for the materials? Or for maybe for a gallery so I can place it and stuff. And it's like a big stress. Yeah, it just creates a really high stress level. And I think it's not really necessary.
No, and it's so easily avoidable, right?
Yeah.
In terms of just creating a society that doesn't punish freelancers, basically, in a sense, right? I do want to look at some good aspects of your career as well, though. You showed during London Fashion Week, which is how we met. It was a really strong, fun presence and energy. What were you hoping people would feel in that space when they saw your clothes?
I was kind of hoping a bit for this energy, but I didn't expect it. Because like when I was creating all these pieces, I was like, yeah, that's like really fun. That's kind of for me like a party mood, energy, and like it's so girly. And for me it was like these, like in my head I always had this vibe of getting ready, dancing in front of your mirror, just enjoying yourself and having fun. And I was really happy, you know, that it transferred this mood so good to the people who were watching the show, and also to all of you who participate, you know, who modeled for me and worked for me, that you also felt this energy.
Yeah, it was really fun. And how do you think a live show changes the way your work is understood and compared? Because obviously it's very different from when you see like still images to actually seeing it like walk a runway.
For me, it's really important to do real life events. Like on social media, you see so many talented people and you see so many nice creations, but you see a lot, and you forget also really, really fast. Like when you look on 100 pictures a day, maybe, no, actually, you don't remember anything anymore after 5 minutes. And when you have like these real life happenings, also what I did like last week in Paris, it's really nice because there's like an exchange and talk with people about it, maybe with like me as a designer, or talk with other models, talk with other visitors, Like I think that's something really beautiful and really important to keep on doing these happenings. Because like that's something which really stays in the mind, and I think which also has a way bigger impact on people than just look on a screen on pictures. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And do you think the fashion industry is moving towards a more body inclusive space as well? Because you had a lot of models that had, not only different shape, like sizes, but also like for me, for example, having birthmarks. So there's a few other different women that had different visible differences.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it would be really nice because that really represents the world we're living in. If we also show diverse models from all different backgrounds, different body forms. But I don't think the fashion industry really changed that. I mean, also at the moment, like we are talking again about heroin chic, and I'm like, when I heard this again, I was like, what? Like, why is this term like coming up again? And why is it becoming a trend again? Like, it's like, I think, really, really toxic. And I mean, I think we both kind of grew up in a society which was really shaped by super skinny models, and even if you wear size S, you were called fat in magazines and also in like TV shows and everything. It's unfortunate. I mean, the other side, I also work in the film industry, and also a lot of other designers who want to show more inclusivity, and so we can still shape this and change it.
Yeah,
but I think like the big players in the industry are not willing to change.
Yeah,
for now.
You do get like occasion like Winnie Harlow being a model that does have difference obviously, but she's still very, very skinny.
Yeah, and she's still like tall and really skinny and everything, so in the end, yeah, she's still really meeting a lot of beauty standards, I mean, it's nice that she has like a platform, but
yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? Because I feel like there is such like a level, and obviously like if you want to be a model, you do have to fit a lot of the criteria, because like you are meant to be a hanger for the clothes are meant to be seen in a way, right? And then my other friend said when you do get bigger models, you see them wearing the clothes rather than models. Yeah, you see them wearing the clothes rather than the clothes wearing them, in a way. And that's what designers normally want. They don't want to showcase the models, they want to showcase the clothes.
Exactly, yeah, that's true. But I mean, who's wearing the clothes in the end, Like, it will not be on a hanger, so...
Well, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so I love, for me, I prefer to show like everybody kind of, and I think it's also good because like then like my potential customers, if they see this, they can identify more with the pieces. And I also had like this talk with like friends who are wearing like plus size, and then they all these pictures, maybe an online shop, and all the girls wear like size XS, like 30, 34 or something, and then they can't identify, and they're like, yeah, but I don't know, I don't think I'm gonna look like this. I don't think it's gonna fit me and stuff. So I think it's really important to show different body forms.
Definitely, and you know, like you said, it's the world we live in, and we should celebrate all bodies, right?
And in the end, as a brand, you also want to show like specific characters, you know, because you have like a specific character also in your mind, or like I don't know, like for me, I want to have like really strong, independent woman, you know. So I also like to show them, and not just, I don't know, non-energetic people on the runway.
Yeah. Is that what you do when you, in your creative process, when you're designing? Do you normally think of the person that you're designing for, or do you start from something else like fabric, or just an idea or an emotion that you have? Like, what's your process?
It's kind of both. Like I definitely think about the person I want to design for, but I mostly start with an emotion, actually, or like a thought I have, and like, actually, I want to do something about this and this topic. And I often start with like more social topics, or also like feminism related topics. So I start with something more abstract, which then I have to translate into something variable. And then like later I think about fabric and fabric manipulations and the cuts and all the materials I'm going to use. But the character I want to represent is one of the first things which I'm thinking about when I start to create a piece.
And how do you normally pick your fabric? Because that's obviously like a make or break of a garment as well. Is it the right kind of fabric, and does it represent what you want?
It always depends on the purpose in the end, you know. If I need something which is easy to put on, maybe I use like something stretchy when I want to have something really fitted and like tailored, or something more like a corset, which kind of influence the body shape in a different way. I need to look for something more stiff, you know, something which is not that stretchy. Yeah, it mostly depends on the purpose, or also how I want to make the garment looking. Like when I want that it's like really shiny, for example, I use rhinestones, or I go for satin. And yeah, also, I mean, a lot of my pieces are like quite soft, so I use like a lot of tulle and lace also, and yeah, so it's the fabric really depends on the purpose for me.
Yeah, and I guess also with tulle and all that kind of stuff, it's quite flirty and fun and bubbly as well, which I guess what this collection was really about, was the flirtatious and bubbly side of everything. But yeah, it was just fun, but it's fun and girly in a cool way. I don't know how you do it. I don't know whether it's just because a lot of your models you have quite dark features as well. So it's like, you know, dark grungy girl wearing a like fluffy pink dress. It just is so cool to like see, and it's such a different vibe that I don't think has been done before.
Thank you so much. It's really, I know, I love them. It's a really great compliment, actually. Because, you know, I'm just doing things and I'm like, yeah, just this thing I want to do. Yeah, always happy when it kind of inspires people and also people enjoy it.
Yeah. I'll ask you a last question. What's next for you? Like, are you working on a new collection soon? Or is there a specific theme that you're looking at?
So I have actually a lot of ideas. Like next, I want to do a pop-up in Berlin for Fashion Week. So I started to plan this right now. And I also want to add some more products which are still aligned with the one I presented in London. So it's still like really girly and lips everywhere, and it still should really be, something really fun, playful. And after, I think in the middle of the summer, I to start with some new, like with a completely new project. But yeah, I think I can tell you more like in a few weeks or months.
No, but I'm excited to see what happens next, and I need to get one of those tops.
Yes, please.
But great, thank you so much for having a really interesting chat in terms of femininity and what it means, and fashion is always in line with what it means to be a woman, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, it totally does. Yeah. I mean, fashion is also in general really centered about women. So yeah, but if you look back in the history, it was pretty much created by men. So I think it's our turn now. Yeah.